I'm very honored tonight to be here by the invitation of Dr. Fatima, which I know her since many, many years, and to be in front of such important people and honorable people that, alhamdulillah, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has favored us with his endless blessings by bringing us into this life. If he didn't bring us to this life, never will be here and never will be existing. That's why he said, كنت كنزا مخفيا فأردت أن أعرف فخلقت الخلق. I was a hidden treasure. I wanted to be known. I created the creation. So, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to create creation to be known, if we were not here, we would never know about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And when Allah creates something, that thing has to be perfect. There is no way that there are something imperfect. Allah's will is something different from what we see. His wisdom's up to him. No one can understand. But he sent messengers and he sent prophets in order to educate us and in order to give us what is needed for us in this life and to prepare us for the second life. Many people today, of course, you can see a lot of them, they do not think about the other life. They think only about this life. And that's why you can see these people, they are becoming depressed if they have nothing to think about that might save them and might give them a better life in the other life. So Islam came with a message that Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam came with. It's not only for our daily life, for our physical bodies, but he came also for spiritual, for our spirits and our souls. You cannot separate the body from the soul. If you separate them, then you don't exist, you die. So that soul and that body, always they are integrated together. You cannot separate them. And that's why integration is very important. If you do not integrate your soul with your body, there will be a lot of problems that you might face and everyone can face. And that's why Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, ألا إن في الجسد مضغة إذا صلحت صلح الجسد كله وإذا فسدت فسد الجسد كله ألا وهي القلب. There is in the heart, there is in the body a flesh, a small piece. Look, the child, when the mother is pregnant with a child, the doctors, after 40 days or more, they begin to look for that beat of the heart, because that indicates that the real soul is there already soul comes in until it comes. It's Allah's secret. How much medicine is improved today, but still they cannot know when the soul comes. At what moment? No one knows. So Prophet ﷺ said, in the body there is a small flesh. If that flesh is becoming strong and perfect, the whole body will be perfect. If that flesh will become deteriorated or sick, the whole body becomes sick. And this is the heart. So it means the focus is on the heart. And as doctors, you know that you might have a patient that he is in coma, but still his heart is beating. So what you say? Still living. You cannot say that he is dead, although he is in coma. He cannot think, he cannot say anything, he cannot act, he is vegetable. But still, he is living. You cannot kill him, because the soul is there. Means that heart is the focus of everything. That what we are breathing in and out. When we breathe in, we are breathing that what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving through it to clean our blood and to give us energy. We are breathing that oxygen, and it's going through the blood, through the heart, and pumped through the whole system that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created in us. So, if we cannot give importance to our soul, that you know it is there, but you cannot see it. Now today you are seeing its function on the monitors, but in reality you cannot see it itself. That's like an atom. Like an atom, you have the mass and you have the electrons, and these electrons are circulating around the mass of the atom in order to create a combination, a balanced combination between the mass and the electron. Without the electron, there is no atom. It's become a mass. Without the mass, electron becomes energy, and there is no substance that you can see. That's why Prophet ﷺ, when he described Islam to Sayyidina Jibreel, when Jibreel came of hadith of Sayyidina Umar, and he was asking about religion, and he asked Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ, "Mal Islam ya Rasulullah?" What is Islam? And he said, Islam is kalimatu shahada, صوم رمضان وإقام الصلاة وإيتاء الزكاة وصوم رمضان وحج البيت. The 5 pillars of Islam. Are we doing that? As Muslim, we are obliged to do that. If we don't do that, we are not Muslim. And look, that incident that one time happened. He's a very sincere person. It is in history. History gives you a lot of information. When someone wants to know his religion, he has to go to the history of religion. You cannot only take the Quran and the Hadith without understanding why about these verses or this Hadith, when it was said, why it was said, in which period it was said. Every verse of Quran and every Hadith has its history. can teach us what we call later depression, and save us from depression, and save us and give us some purity and purification of the self. What Islam call it tazkiyatun nafs, the purification of the self. When Prophet ﷺ was fighting the aggressors, he said to his Sahaba, now we are returning from the lesser jihad and going to greater jihad. And they said, Ya Rasulullah, what is greater jihad than the jihad we are fighting? Fighting the aggressors. He said, struggling against the ego is the biggest jihad. That's the ego which makes us to be depressed. That's the ego which makes us to be falling apart. So, to that particularly issue in Islam, Prophet ﷺ mentioned it to us in order to perfect ourselves. And I am coming to continuation of the hadith of Jibreel, but I like to mention that story before. There was a sincere person, is very well known in the history of Islam, mentioned by many scholars of Islam, that he was a very, very pious person, that he used to hear, like people when they sleep, they see dreams. They see dreams, unusual dreams. Some people, they might see Prophet ﷺ in the dream. Is not? Some people might see Jibreel alayhi salam in the dream. Some people might see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's signs in the dream. Prophet ﷺ said, I saw my Lord laughing. In a vision, in a dream, he said, رَأَيْتُ رَبِّي ضَحْكًا. I saw him laughing. So there are dreams that people can see, and sometimes these dreams comes like sun. It gives you a meaning. So that sincere person said in himself, Oh Allah, I love you so much that makes my body as big as hell, that no one can enter hell except me, to save everyone else. Look, sincere people, how much they give up their life for Allah's servants, for Ummatul Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Not everyone can say that, and many people can say it by tongue, but not by heart. The most important is saying it by heart. So that sincere person one day said, Ya Rabbi, I want to pray for you 2 rak'at in a very sincere way, that no one prayed them like me. That was the first mistake. When he said no one prayed them like me, means he is thinking himself superior, above everyone. Although he was sincere, very sincere, and everyone speaks about him in different books. His name is Abu Yazid al-Bastami, one of the sincere people that came in the history of Islam. Even Ibn Taymiyyah in his book explained about him, and he said he is one of my teachers. So he said, Ya Rabbi, I want to pray 2 rak'ahs that no one prayed like me before. And immediately he said, Allahu Akbar, and went into that trance. There was a trance that he was in to pray. Means he was not seeing anything. His focus is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is very difficult. You cannot do that today. When we say Allahu Akbar today, unfortunately, all of us, everyone begin to think what my wife is cooking today, what my children are doing, how much money I have in the bank. Today there is a new car that I have to buy. So everyone begin to think something that is disturbing. So that person was focusing and his heart was completely in that divine presence, not moving this way or that way. When he finished, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, he felt tired. He asked to do 2 rak'ats that no one did before. So he spent all his energy in order to do them. So he felt tired. He went to sleep. And in the dream, he heard a voice saying, Ya Aba Yazid, your 2 rak'ats are thrown in your face, are not accepted. He was surprised. Why his 2 rak'ahs not accepted, although he prayed them with no whispering in his mind. And he heard the answer. He said, when you said you want to pray 2 rak'ahs that no one prayed them before, I, your Lord, made evaluation to your prayer according to your desire, not according to my mercy. If with my mercy, your 2 rak'ahs are the best. But when you put your ego there, and you said, I want to pray 2 rak'ahs that no one prayed, now I am judging you accordingly to what you were thinking. And that's why I rejected your 2 rak'ahs, because you had an ego of superiority there. And Ya Aba Yazid, I gave you a balanced system. I gave you a body that you have to keep it as I gave it to you, balanced. You leaned on your left side more than what you were leaning on your right side. You made your left leg to be tired more than the right leg. When I want to judge you, I'm going to judge you for every detail. If I am not judging you according to my mercy, I'm going to judge you on every detail. And that's why we have to always to ask, Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, judge us according to your mercy. Because if not for his mercy, we will be lost. وَقَدِمْنَا إِلَى مَا عَمِلُوا فَجَعَلْنَاهُ هَبَاءً مَنْثُورًا. We come to what they have done and we throw it in their faces. Because if we don't want to judge them according to Allah's mercy, if Allah doesn't want to judge us according to his mercy, all our amal is ego amal. So the problem is Prophet ﷺ is trying to show us the importance of not only praying the 5 prayers and fasting and making zakat and making hajj. That is an obligation, we have to do that. But he wants to teach us something that's more than that. And Jibreel asked, Ya Rasulullah, after he asked what is Islam? He said, what is Iman? Islam is different from Iman? Yes, it's different from Iman. You can pray because people push you to pray. You can fast because you feel afraid from your father and mother and you fast. You can give zakat because you don't want to give it to Uncle Sam, to the government. You give it to the people, to the charity. So, you might do things, and if there is no Iman, your things are not balanced. That's why Iman is important. That's why Iman is something that you cannot touch. It's something that it is existing, it's there, but you cannot touch it. Prayers, you can't touch them. You are doing a physical procedure. Fasting, you are doing a physical procedure. Zakat, you are working and paying money, physical procedure. Hajj, you are doing a physical procedure. It's like a mass. It's like a form that exists, that you can see it. But Iman, where you can see it, you cannot see it. I look at you or look at her or look at myself, I don't see Iman, I saw a body. When I pray, people see me praying. They say he is praying. When I fast, people see me fasting. They say he's fasting. But Iman is something abstract. That's why Iman is important. That's why Prophet ﷺ said the most important is al-Iman bil-Ghayb. You have to believe in the unseen. I'm coming, it's a long subject, you have to prepare the introduction, but you cannot go too late. It needs a series of discussions like that we can speak about depression. So, Prophet ﷺ wants to show that Iman is existing, is there. When he was asked about Iman, he said, أن تؤمن بالله, to believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Where is Allah? I'm not seeing. Of course I'm not seeing. I cannot see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with these eyes that are full of sins. I'm going to see Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah cannot be seen, but His signs can be seen. And تؤمن بالله, you believe in Allah because His signs are there. What are these signs? His creation. Can you create someone? No way. Can you live on the moon? Huh?
Yes.
Who said yes? And that's good. Good answer. They say they cannot live on the moon. Who said that? We can live on the moon. No scientists. We can live on the moon. They say it's too cold. You will freeze. But they didn't believe, they didn't know that science today. They say you cannot live on. Who knows that there are no people on the moon, that they are, Allah created them, that they can live there with the freezing point and less than freezing point. Look, in medicine, you can take an organ. If you want to make a transplant, kidney transplant, what you do with the organ from a good person? You freeze it. It's still living. You can freeze it and you can use it on someone else, and that can go and last for a long time under freezing, so means that it is living. So how then the organ can live under freezing, and we cannot say, oh, there is no someone living on the moon because it's freezing there. No. There might be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created some creation that we cannot see in our physical eyes, but they are existing under that freezing point. If they say that kidneys cannot be frozen for many years, they will go bad. It's not? If doctors here, where some doctors here? The kidney surgeon? Where is that kidney surgeon? He's hiding himself. So in any case, take a sperm. How long it lives under freezing point? It lives for long time. And from that sperm, they take it and fertilize an egg, and it shall come. And it is under freezing point, and it's still living, and then they defrost it, and they're bringing it to normal temperature and fertilize an egg with it, and this come and shine with life. Allahu Akbar. So how we cannot then live on the moon? Can we live down on the moon? But not with this physical body. Even can we live on on the sun? Yes, same as you said on the moon, so sun also. Look, when they take from you a blood to make a blood test. What they do with the blood? They centrifuge it with a very high centrifuging machine that it turns, creating heat. And that blood, because of that centrifuge blood, can live under that heat. And if you come and test it under a microscope, you see all these different molecules or species, cells are living there, moving. How they live? Under very high heat. So can you live on the sun? And these only hints, these only things that comes to the mind of scientists, especially those who read Quran in a scientific way, or read the hadith of Prophet ﷺ in a scientific way. They found lot of issues that is being mentioned in the Holy Quran 1400 years ago and being discovered now, today. I'm not going to go through all these discoveries. They fill books, and you can read them. I think they've been translated, a lot of these discoveries. But in any case, Prophet ﷺ gave the hint. He said, you have to believe in the unseen. Because it is there. And an example of that, of the unseen, that we are not seeing, but it's there. It is there. When you say Allah, what happens? When you say Allah, what will happen? You can hear it here, is not? But I cannot hear it outside. But in reality, if they have nice headsets with a high volume speakers, they can hear it outside. So that movement of this wavelength of vibration, when you say Allah, that create a wavelength. Depends on how you pronounce it. It might be an acute wavelength, it might be a long wavelength, and it will move and never stops. If you have a receiver outside, you can hear it. It continues till the end of the world. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, الَّذِينَ يَذْكُرُونَ اللَّهَ قِيَامًا وَقُعُودًا وَعَلَى جُنُوبِهِمْ, those who remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala standing, sitting, or laying down, وَيَتَفَكَّرُونَ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ, and they think about the creation of heavens and earth. When you remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you think about His creation. There is a creation here in front of us. These wavelengths that you cannot see, they exist here. These long waves or acute waves or magnetic fields, magnetic waves, electromagnetic waves, all of them, they are here. And that's why I was saying yesterday, if you bring a television here, TV, you can see a lot of these waves lengths, they've been turned into that TV, and that receiver is decoding them and giving you a picture. So they exist here, but you cannot see them. So what do you think about Allah's existence? If these vibrations are existing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is existing everywhere. وَأَيْنَمَا تُوَلُّوا فَثَمَّ وَجْهُ اللَّهِ, wherever you direct your face, you find Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is there. وَأَنَا أَقْرَبُ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ حَبْلِ الْوَرِيدِ, I am very near to Him than His jugular vein. So Prophet ﷺ said you have to believe to have faith. So the most important is faith. When you have a very safe body, which is Islam, 5 pillars of Islam are up, like a structure, they are the infrastructure can come and then you can have a balanced system. Because faith you cannot see. So Islam plus Iman, what is equal to? To faith. Faith is Iman. So Islam plus faith is equal to the third level, which Prophet ﷺ mentioned to Sayyidina Jibreel, according to the hadith of Sayyidina Umar, which is an authentic hadith, equal to Ihsan. What is Ihsan? Prophet ﷺ, when he was asked, he said, أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه فإن لم تكن تراه فإنه يراك. To worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as if you are seeing Him. If you are not seeing Him, He is seeing you. So that ihsan, that when you say Allahu Akbar, you know that you cannot pray on a dirty rack. There are prayer racks. You put it and you want to pray. If there is dirtiness on it, you don't pray on it. So how we are coming with a dirty body or dirty heart and praying, our prayer will not be accepted. That's why ihsan came. And Prophet ﷺ said, you have to worship Allah as if you are seeing Him. Means if you are not seeing Him, He is seeing you. So when you say Allahu Akbar, you have to know that you are now between Allah's hand. You cannot have any conspiracy, any cheating, any lying, any deceiving, anything that might harm others. You have to keep extending your hand, building bridges, relationship, partnership, love of the community, love of the society, love of people, love of humanity. Love whatever Allah loves, you love. Whatever Allah hates, you hate. And Allah hates everything evil, and Allah loves everything good. فَأَلْهَمَهَا فُجُورَهَا وَتَقْوَاهَا. He inspired the self, what is good for the self and what is bad. So He likes what is good, and He doesn't like what is bad. So the problem today is how to come and put all this together and heal people with it. Because, as we said, Islam plus faith equal ihsan, perfection. Ihsan is perfection, is moral excellence, is values, is manners, is good things. Similarly, mass plus electron is equal to atom. Similarly, body with a soul is equal perfection, balanced body. So without that combination, that balanced combination, we will have problems. And these problems comes to children by the families, by the parents. Children, they have depression. Some children, they have depression because of what they are seeing, what is going on between their parents, or by looking too much on the television, or by looking all this garbage which being given to them in the schools, in the school system. There are many things in the school systems which are not safe for the people, for the children. What kind of problems they face the children, kidnapping, raping. All this problem makes people to be depressed. Adults be depressed because of their bills, of their relationship, So there are many kind of depression that people go through. So Prophet ﷺ put it in a nice way. That if the heart is good, the whole system will be good. And he said that human being is like a big structure. If one part of that structure is defect, the whole structure will fall down. If one part of the body become achy, the whole body become achy. So that you cannot leave one part and say, okay, I have the other part good. You have to balance everything. Comparative normal medicine is coming and teaching people and giving, as Dr. Fatima said, antidepressant and giving this and giving that. because they don't believe in herbal medicine. Herbal medicine, 50 years ago, no one were looking at it. It doesn't exist to them. Today, people begin to look at herbal medicine more and more. And they say, oh, I don't like medicine, normal medicine, normal drugs, I want to take herbal medicine. But in reality, we are living what our belief, our faith is telling us, and following what there is a competition today between herbal medicine and pharmaceutical medicine. Pharmaceutical drugs and herbal drugs. There is a big competition. And people running after herbal drugs and leaving the pharmaceutical drugs. And this is all their opinion, it's not our opinion. Prophet ﷺ mentioned that there are prophetic medicine. Why we are leaving the prophetic medicine, which Prophet ﷺ mentioned it, and we are running after either the herbal medicine or the pharmaceutical medicine? Let us try our medicine, the prophetic medicine. And I give you a story, small story, and I end up with it. I was traveling from San Francisco to Singapore to attend a meeting, a conference, seven years ago. And see the call out of the blue. Next day I'm leaving. Someone calling me and he said, I am Dr. So-and-so in Netherlands, in Holland. And my master wants to meet with you. I don't know them. And I said, for what? What is the reason? He said, we cannot tell you the reason here, but we need to speak with you. I said, I'm leaving to Singapore. He said, we can reroute you to go through Europe and go to Singapore, and we pay all the expenses with the difference of tickets and first-class tickets. I said, okay then, why not? So they rerouted me and I flew to Holland. At the gate there was a lady and a man taking me to the VIP room. And from there was a private jet waiting for me to take me of a flight of 1 hour outside of Amsterdam. Where was he living? Near the border of Germany. I went there and they said you are going to meet the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi. I don't know if you heard about him. He's very intellectual, enlightened, guru that many in the West believe in him. And he treats people with certain ways. I don't know him. But they said he was the master of the Beatles at one time in the 60s. So I went, they host me and with the people who were with me. And next day they said, we have to go to the Maharishi living next door. It was all the wood, the house is completely wood, natural. The cars run on electricity. I'm waiting, and all these professors that I know from United States, head of universities, sitting there on his side. They work for him. They are with him. And we are 3 Muslim people sitting on the other side. And one doctor came, his age 75 years. And he said the Maharishi is coming. So everyone must stand up. I stood up. And Maharishi came. Very short man, very skinny, doesn't eat, very little. And he came and sitting and everyone giving respect. Maharishi said, we need your help. What help? MashaAllah, they have millions and millions and billions of dollars. What help they want from us? He said, my doctor, the doctor will tell you, my student, he's 75 years of age, an Indian doctor from Calcutta. I still remember that. And that doctor said to me, I finished my medical studies in India. And I said to myself, let me take a holiday and go to Egypt. So I took a holiday and went to Egypt. To spend 1 year, I don't want to study, I want to go everywhere. You know, in our culture, Pakistani or Indian or Middle Eastern culture, we like first our children to finish their school. It's not like in the Western countries. Still today I see people in America, they are 60 years of age. I say, what you are doing? They say, we are studying university. What you are studying? We want to get our PhD. And they are 60 already. They are going to be retired next day. So the subcontinent culture, the Middle East culture, or the North Africa culture, or whatever it is, they like, first they finish quickly, studies, work, marry, and then continue their life. So he said, I finished, I want to take vacation. I went to Egypt. I said, I will spend 6 months, 1 year there. I'm a doctor. So the doctor first to go where? To visit some hospitals and some things. He said, I visited University of Cairo. I visited University of Ain Shams. So he visited many universities. But finally, one day he was walking in a place called Sayyidina al-Hussein in Egypt, which is the grandson of Prophet ﷺ, where he is buried there. And he's speaking and he's saying to me, this is 50 years ago. He said, I saw someone sitting in the corner of the mosque and many people in queue, standing and asking and going there, going to that sincere person sitting on the floor more than 8 hours a day, because I was monitoring him, or 12 hours, all the day reading Quran or speaking with you. And this one comes, asks him a question, and then he goes. The lady comes, asks a question, and goes. I don't know what they are asking, but I see them in queue. I asked them, what is going on? And they said, these are patients. They are sick people. They come to that sincere man, and they ask him some recitation to recite for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to cure them from their sickness. He gives them something, he makes something, and he say, recite these beautiful names 100 times or 200 times and go. And they say that, they were saying to me that they go and after 1 week or 10 days they are cured. I was surprised. So as a doctor, I took a notebook and I began to write. I'm sitting there, I'm seeing the patient, she brought a translator from far away. That person, that lady asking, I am sick so and so. Write the sickness. And she doesn't tell me what he is telling her to say, but we hear what he's telling her to say, we write. And the other one, and the other one, and the other one. And then later, we go after them to ask if they've been cured or not. And it turns out that at least 90% of them are cured. He said, I left that person, I went to Tanta in Egypt. He's still in speaking in Egypt. There is also in a mosque another one person like that, So I began to realize that in many cities there are people like that. And they give, and they go, and these people get cured. And these sincere people who are giving this, they don't accept any contribution or donation. They throw it. They are doing it for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they are cured. So I came after spending 2 months studying this. I said, well, this is better than my medicine, my medical degree, what I took. Let me see this and study this. It might be beneficial more. So I came to these sincere people and asked them, can I be learning from you? They said yes. But you have to accept Islam in order that we can teach you what to use of beautiful names and attributes for the sick people. He said, I'm convinced about Islam. I took Shahada. And they taught me. And he said to me, 50 years till today. He's in the Maharishi. He's sitting near the Maharishi. But he loves the Maharishi. He says, 50 years now, I am treating people according to the prophetic medicine. And people are healed. I am seeing every day at least 300 patients in that city, Calcutta. So I said, okay, what do you want from me then? And then the president of the university, they have a research university, he said, what we need from you is we made these statistics. We asked University of France, University of Germany, one of these universities, a university from Luxembourg, a university from Brussels, a university from Holland, to send us 300 patients. And we took one hall in a university and we begin to heal these people, different sickness. And according to these beautiful names and attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and according to the prophetic medicine, we were healing the people. 80% of these people were healed. And this is the statistics. And he gave me the statistics. I said, okay, what you need from me? He said, we can heal all sicknesses except the very difficult ones, like cancer, like paralysis, like kidney failures, like heart diseases. So these very severe sicknesses like asthma, we cannot. So we need from you to teach us what we need of more to learn from Islamic prophetic medicine in order that you be able to, that they will be able to treat people. So look, Maharishi is a Hindu. And they understood how to treat patients with prophetic medicine. And we are Muslims, we are not using our prophetic medicine. All kind of depression. You have different, Prophet ﷺ has given a lot of description for sick people in depression, in different diseases, in everything for his Sahaba. And we can learn from that. I said to the Maharishi at that time, I said, I can, but you have to believe in what we believe. He said, you think you want me to believe in Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam? I said, of course. If you believe in Prophet Muhammad, you make my job easy. He said, witness in front of all these people, I believe that Muhammad is a prophet that Allah has sent, and he did not send any other prophet behind him. This has happened, how many years ago? 7 years ago. Sharif was in Holland. He's from Holland. He accompanied me there. 7 years ago. So Islam has given us a lot. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam as messenger for all humanity to bring love and peace and to cure people by Allah's wishes. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep us on the right track and keep us in this country and other countries as best as could be in order to be part of that system and integrate very well and be living happily and peacefully. Because Allah sent us here to be ambassadors to His message, to Islam, not to criticize and complain. Criticism and complaint is not for us. Criticism and complaint is for Shaitan. Shaitan criticized Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He said, أَنَا خَيْرٌ مِّنْهُ خَلَقْتَنِي مِنْ نَارٍ وَخَلَقْتَهُ مِنْ طِينٍ. I am better than Adam. You created him from clay, you created me from fire. I'm better fire. We must know that criticism is not our job. Our job is to live peacefully, to work peacefully, and to raise our children. May Allah forgive us, and may Allah bless you all. And thank you very much for listening to me. I don't deserve that, but what I can do, she put me in a difficult position after Fatima. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.